If you watch this video all the way to the end, I promise you you're going to get so much value. It's going to change your trading mindset, your trading results. I literally went from being a massive drawdown at the start or the end of 2024 to now Q1 finishing at 6.7%, not too bad. And I implemented the exact things I'll be telling you in this video to get these results, to change from this drawdown, negative, losing to now in profit. So firstly, this is massively, massively important, and it might not seem important. You might think you understand this, but accepting being wrong is the most important thing in trading, or one of the most important things, because you can't predict every move perfectly. We know that, but we have this mindset where being wrong is bad, and you think, oh, if I've lost, it doesn't mean it means I don't know what I'm doing. And I think this stems from being at school. This stems from being at a job. If you do something wrong at your job, you're told off. You're in trouble. If you fail, get a question wrong in your exams, it's deemed as bad. And for most things, you have to pass and you have to get things correct. And in trading, it's the only industry where being wrong and losing. Being wrong and making money doesn't always correlate. Some of the best traders have 50% win rate or less. They have 45 or 50% win rate and they still make fantastic returns. The correlation between being correct and making money doesn't always apply in trading. It's all probability. So as you can see, these are the end of the 2024 results. I was on this massive losing streak and I stuck with the exact same strategy. And where most people would look to change, I stuck with it. And my winners are bigger than my losers, and you get out of drawdown. But making this money, or being up on the account, or on the funded challenge, or your funded account, whatever stage you're at, there's no correlation between how often you're right and how much money you make, because there's traders that are right 95% of the time, but they make significantly less when they win because they have very low RR, risk reward, and they end up losing in the long term because they might win 95 out of 100 trades, but when they have 2 losses, that wipes out all their profits. So it's a natural human instinct to want to be correct. You want to be correct. It's the way we've been brought up. It hurts the ego when we're incorrect. It's a human instinct. And being in trading, you have to learn to accept that being wrong is normal. You're going to have losing. You're going to not be able to predict every single move correctly. In trading, it isn't a straight line of just win, 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 pass the account. Win, 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 withdraw. It's win, win, loss, loss, loss. Win, 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 loss, loss. Like, it's an upward trajectory, an upward trend, but you're going to have losing periods throughout that, and it is unavoidable. You can't avoid this. And this is the thing I had to get my head around, because when I first started, I thought, when I'm losing or I've lost a trade, it means I did something wrong, or I don't know what I'm doing, or they're scamming me because I shouldn't be losing. I've learnt the information about how things work. I should be winning. But that isn't the case. So losing streaks is a massive thing as well. The reason why I'm hitting on losing streaks and being wrong is because this is the thing I feel like most people struggle with. This is what I struggled with the most. I thought if I lose, the strategy doesn't work. I genuinely thought that when I first started, I learned all the information, spent about 6-7 months studying it, the technicals, understanding a strategy, understanding why I'm doing certain things. And when it came to me actually trading it, the first like 2 or 3 trades were losses. And I was like, have I been scammed? I've been paying £80 a month. I've been paying £500 for this course, and I've just lost the first 3 trades. Surely, like, this shouldn't be a thing. And I struggled to get my head around that, and I'm sure a lot of people do. If you take a couple of losses in a row, you question your strategy, you question trading, you question your longevity. But losing streaks are normal. It's literally normal. As you can see by this statistical graph or chart, if you have a 50% win rate, which I have around 50-55% win rate, the statistical odds of you losing 6 trades in a row is 50%. 5 trades in a row, 76.8% chance you're going to have a 5 losses in a row. 4 losses is 95.2. So to have 4 losses in a row, if you have a 50% win rate, you're going to have a 95% chance you're going to have 4 losses in a row. So you have to be able to accept losing. And it's so difficult, and I understand this because I struggled with it. I'm competitive, I want to win. When I play football, when I do boxing, when I do all the things I like to do, I like to win. I like to be the best I can and win. But with trading, winning isn't always the outcome of the position. Winning is the process of executing the trades, because even if you do everything correct, you've got a 95.2% chance you're going to have 4 losses in a row with a 50% win rate. So it's extremely difficult. And the biggest thing you need to do, and this is what I did wrong, but I didn't do during when I was losing, as you would have seen at the start of the videos. Don't change your strategy or don't change anything if you're losing. If you have a back-tested edge, if you have an edge and you know you have an edge long-term in the market, don't change, because that's what I did. I would keep looking to tweak things, change entries, change targets, change the whole style, change time frame. Oh, I've had 3 losses, 4 losses in a row. This doesn't work. Let's look at this other thing, this other strategy, this new liquidity thing, or whatever it may be. I look to change. And this is why I kept losing. I kept being inconsistent, because if I'm changing when I have 4 losses in a row, but I know with my strategy is perfect, and like my strategy there's nothing wrong with it, I'm losing 4 in a row, is a 95% chance it's going to happen. I'm literally just not allowing the edge when the winning probability plays out. So you've got to stay disciplined, focus on your sticking with your strategy, not looking to change too much. Obviously, over time, if it doesn't suit you in 6, 7, 8, 9 months, then yeah, you can. I'm not saying stick with something forever, but you have to be aware that if you're changing things too quick and not allowing a large sample size of positions to play out, you're going to be in this break-even dance where you're losing, then you have a couple of winners play out, and then you have a losing again. You change strategy, you win with that, you lose with that. You need to stick with one thing, something, and allow it to play out over time. Otherwise, you're never going to get access to the edge. You're going to have the winning part and the losing part. It's so important to stay disciplined with your strategy, and it's hard. Lastly, yearly returns. I see this so much. Remember, 25 to 30% return a year is incredible. If you could do that for 5 years straight, 3 years straight, 5 years straight, 7 years straight, however long, but consistently produce 25 to 30% a year, you're going to have, not only would you pass these prop firms, not only would you have investors throw capital at you. Don't listen to everything you see on social media. You see these people portraying 10% a month every month. Yeah, okay, you can hit a 10% month, a 15% month. But if you're having a 15% month, the risk you're taking, you're also going to have excessive drawdown. So it's important that you stay consistent and not to discredit people that are having 25, 30% years. Because if I said that on social media, people would think, oh, well, that's not very good. You don't know what you're doing. But if you look, most retail traders aim for an annual return of 10 to 20%. However, achieving consistent results in this range can be very challenging. So even retail traders are struggling to hit 20% a year. And professional traders and fund managers, successful professional traders, often target higher returns, typically 15 to 30% annually. So if you're a professional trader, 30% is what they aim for, and they're professionals. They've been doing this for years. They have the best education, their best everything, and they're aiming for 30%. So to think that you're going to achieve 100% every year is possible. It's possible to achieve 1 year if you're excessive risk and you have a bit of luck involved. But to consistently get 25 to 30 or even 40% a year is extremely good results. You need to be aware of this, because otherwise your mind can think, oh, I remember thinking it, seeing someone say they made 33% in a year, and I was like, is that it? Because I saw on social media loads of people saying that they're making 80, 90, 100% or 10% a month, which is 120% a year. So it's one of those things that you have to be able to understand that 25 to 30% a year is fantastic. Consistency is better than sporadic results. As you can see from my results at the start, if I go back to it, so far this year, 1.5, 1.3, 3.9. In the eyes of social media, that wouldn't look very good. That would look, oh, they're okay, only 1.5%, only 1.3%. March was better with 3.9%. But it's better to have consistent results than a 10%, then a negative 4%, then a negative 3%, then a 12%. It's better for long term to have that, because if you look, I can scale this. If I had a $100,000 account, that's £1,500. If I had a $200,000 account, that's $3,000. If I had a 400k account, that's like 9,000, something like that. And if I had a million account that you were trading and you're consistently getting this and you acquired $1 million in capital, that's 15,000 a month. So the money will come when you get consistent, but in order to get consistent, you have to be not having sporadic results, and I see that a lot, and that's the most important thing. Lastly, this is massively important. You and your strategy have to work together. People think it's just the strategy. End of the day, if you have a perfect strategy, but you aren't disciplined and you aren't executing that strategy perfectly, or you're not disciplined and you're not getting up on time and you're missing entries and you're taking poor setups and you're entering too prematurely, or you're not entering at all, and you're not disciplined to execute that strategy, no matter how profitable the numbers are, you're not going to achieve that consistency, or you're not going to achieve that return. Likewise, if you are perfectly disciplined and you have everything on point, but you don't have an edge, you don't have an edge. You don't have statistical data to back up that you're going to have positive expectancy long term, then you could be as disciplined as it comes and you're not going to make money. So it has to be both. You have to become the edge alongside your strategy. Get the numbers, get the data to suggest you have positive expectancy with your strategy, and then you have to execute that alongside your strategy. You have to become the edge too. So it's hand in hand. You are the disciplined individual that executes that plan, and your strategy has the numbers and statistical data to suggest you have positive expectancy. And you have to work hand in hand. And I neglected that. I thought, just give me a strategy. I can do what I want. If I know the knowledge, I execute the strategy, bam. And sometimes that does work. But for a lot of people, and what I found is, if I was missing positions, I wasn't getting up on time, I was not disciplined in certain areas, and it allowed me to not be disciplined in trading. If you're not disciplined outside of trading, well, if you're not disciplined outside of trading, how do you expect to be disciplined inside of trading? You have to be a disciplined person, and discipline starts with yourself, and then you can allow those habits to come into whatever, whether it's gym, whether it's your trading strategy, executing it perfectly. So yeah, I hope you guys got value from this video. I genuinely hope this has helped and changed people's perspective. It's not designed to just change your results like this, but it's to change your perspective and view, because social media has warped so many people's views, so many people's, like, when you talk about trading, people have got the whole concept completely skewed. So I hope this has helped. If it has helped, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 5k subscribers. We're on the road. We're like 100 off. So if you can help me hit 5k, it's a massive achievement. I want to help as many people as possible. I want to help my younger self, and a lot of people, this is what I would have wanted to hear. And anyone who's consistent, it's still going to help you. So yeah, hope you guys got value, and I'll see you in the next video.